Hey guys, it's Neil here from neilcurtis.me. This video is for all of you out there who want to start your own blog or create your own business website, but have been putting it off because you think it's too tricky and you don't know how to get started. You may have looked into it, heard words such as web hosting, domain name registration, databases, FTP access, and all sorts of other terms, and you've been a little bit daunted and you've been putting it off. This video is for you because I'm going to show you here now how easy it is to get started, create a website, and get going. First things you need to think about are web hosting and domain name registration. Simply, the domain name is the name of your website. So it could be something.com, something.net, something.co.uk, whatever it is, that's your domain name. And you register this domain name at special companies who are quite often the same companies who supply web hosting. But what is web hosting and who are these companies that supply it? Well, it's actually quite simple. A web host is a company who supplies servers which are specialized computers which are connected to the internet 24/7, 365 days a year. So these companies provide servers, you pay them, and then you can put all of your web stuff on their servers, safe in the knowledge that your website will always be connected to the internet. So now comes the choice, which web host should you choose? There are many web hosts out there, all pretty similar in performance in the main. I use a host called DreamHost for a lot of my websites, and I have to recommend them because they've been great and the price is very competitive, and they've got some other fantastic features which I'll tell you about now. But of course, it's up to you who you choose as your host, so you can have a search around the internet and see what other companies offer. The reason I chose DreamHost in the first place because I was in the same situation as you. I didn't know who to choose, who to go with. But what I did know is I was going to be using WordPress as my content management system to build my website. So I wanted a host that was good for WordPress. And I was looking on the WordPress.org website for who they recommend to use for hosting. And at the time, DreamHost was on their list of hosting companies for WordPress. And to this day, they still are on their recommended list. So that's how I chose DreamHost in the first place. So there's a link to DreamHost below this YouTube video that you can click if you want to check out the website. Or if you're on my website, which is www.neilcurtis.me, and you go to my resources section, I've got a list here of all the software and products I use. And here's a bit about DreamHost. So if you just click through and go to the DreamHost website, I'll tell you a little bit more about DreamHost and their products and why I think they'll be a perfect choice for you guys. So when you go to most web hosts, or basically all web hosts, you'll see things called shared hosting, VPS, which stands for virtual private server, and also dedicated servers. And at the beginning, and probably for quite a lot of people forever, you'll only never ever need to think about shared web hosting. And what this is the servers at these hosting companies, they host all of your information, all of your content and your websites on their servers. There's also other people's stuff on the servers as well, and you all use these servers in unison, and that's absolutely fine. And I have a lot of my websites on shared hosting. But sometimes if you have a bigger website with higher traffic and you're growing rapidly, you may not want to share a server with other people because you might have more demands on memory and RAM and things like that. Then you can upgrade to things known as VPS or virtual private servers. But this is something to worry about later, and a lot of my websites still run on shared web hosting. And shared web hosting is the cheapest option, and it's what we're going to talk about now, and this is what you should definitely get started with. So DreamHost, the reason I chose it and the reason I think you should choose it is it has many great features. They've got excellent customer support, so in the rare occasions where I've had some kind of problems, I've contacted them, they've sorted it out straight away. They've also got unlimited data transfer bandwidth, web storage, email addresses, all on this cheap web hosting. And also a great feature is they've got unlimited hosted domains. So what that means is if you want to create another brand new website, you can set it up and host it on this current shared hosting account, so you don't have to pay any more if you want to set up another website. They also have an industry leading 97-day money back guarantee. So if at any time during that period you think this isn't for me, you just tell them, cancel your account, and you get a full refund of anything you've paid. And probably one of the most important features for me when I was starting out is they have this one-click software installation packages. and one of them is for WordPress. So basically, you set up your hosting and you just click a button and it sets up WordPress for you, ready to go. You don't have to bother with transferring files, downloading WordPress or anything like that. So this is one of the main selling points why they got me in the first place. Now, they also have 2-week free trial to get started, so there's no risk if you just want to get started. And finally, if there's still something holding you back, there's still something stopping you getting on there and getting your blog set up, you can get a free domain name. So if you click on the link in the description on this video, you will get 100% free domain name when you start a shared hosting account with DreamHost. And it'll be free for as long as you stay with them. And normally this will cost you around $10 a year if you go through a separate domain name registration company. Okay, that's enough of the waffle. I said it's super easy to set up a website and that you can do it right now. So let's go ahead and do it. First thing we need to do is get yourself a domain name. So you need to check that there's one available for you. So I'm going to create a brand new domain name here and I'm going to call it webthena.com. You can choose some other ends. You can choose .net or .org, but I'm going to go for .com. And great, it's available. So let's get it registered. So when you click to register this domain name, if you haven't got an account already, you can set up an account and you can set up your web hosting here. Remember, it's free for 2 weeks and this domain name is free and it's only $8.85 a month after that. But I've already got an account with DreamHost. As you know, I have several websites with them. So I'm going to log in to my account and then register this domain name again when I'm logged in. But when you set up your account, you will get this same backend screen and you can go in to sort everything else out. So whereas you would have just registered your domain there, I'm going to have to go into the backend and register my domain name through here because I already have an account. So again, I'm just going to put in that name Webthena. And as you see, normally it's $11.95 for this domain name, but we get it for free because we're setting up the web hosting with them. Now you have to put in some details to register this domain name. All mine are filled in already because it knows my details from previous domains I've registered with them. I'm just going to click continue here. And it asks you how long you want to register it for. So you can register for 1 year or you can register it for several years to come. So I'm just going to register it for 1 year now. And as you can see, the price is free. And then it's just a confirmation saying this is going to cost you absolutely nothing. All right, success. We now have a brand new domain name. So we're going to go into the back end. So this will be the same back end you will have. And I click on manage domains on the left. You see a big list of the other domains I have on my shared hosting account. And you, of course, will only have one because you've just registered for the first time. And at the very bottom of this list is my latest webthena.com website. And if you click visit, it'll take us to the website so we can see what it looks like. But you see, we get an error page. And this is because we haven't actually assigned this domain to a particular host yet. So we need to go to this DNS option here and click add. And this is basically, we say we want to use this domain with DreamHost hosting. Because in theory, we could buy the domain through DreamHost and host it with a separate hosting account. So I just say I want users. So you set up a user. So you'll set up a user for yourself here, but I've already got a username. I'm just going to leave everything as default. And then here I'm going to say fully host this domain. There you go, as simple as that. Again, success. We've now got this domain names registered and it's now hosted with DreamHost. It takes a little bit for the systems to propagate through the internet, so your website is associated with this hosting account. And if I click visit again to have a look at the website, again, it's an error. It's the same page because 1, the hosting hasn't propagated through yet, and 2, we haven't set up the WordPress content management system. And we can go ahead and set up WordPress now, and it's very easy. But actually, first off, you see we've got this little icon next to our web name. That's just saying that things are still getting sorted out on DreamHost. But if I just refresh the page, you see that has now disappeared. So we now have our domain name fully hosted with DreamHost. Right, so if you go to the top left corner in this yellow toolbox area, we've got one-click installs. Just click on that, and then you get a whole list of all the options that DreamHost has. We don't want any of them, we just want WordPress. So just click on WordPress, and then custom installation. You choose what domain you want to install WordPress on. So I've got a few, but you might just have one. And then just leave automatically create database. And you've got this deluxe install option that adds extra themes and plugins to your install, but I'm going to uncheck this. Then just click install it for me now. And then straight away, success, WordPress is installed at this web domain, at this web address. And it says it could take a little bit of time to fully propagate through, and also we're going to get an email giving us some more instructions. But it is as simple as that. We now have a fully hosted domain name with WordPress installed on it. Right, I'm going to check my emails to see if I've got this email. And I've got two. I've got one saying that I've registered a domain, and then one saying successful WordPress install. So if I go in, gives me some instructions and some links. So have a read through these, but really you don't have to worry about anything. You just go to this top link and click on it, and I still get the same error page, but this is because things still need a little bit of time to sort themselves out, which is completely normal. Whichever host you go through, it's the propagation of all the DNS records and things like that, and it's just a normal process. You just got to be patient, wait a few minutes, check back maybe in 10 minutes time and see if things have sorted themselves out. But it can, and they recommend that you can take up to a couple of hours. Right, so I've been away for about 25 minutes, and we'll just try again. Let's click this top link. And great, things have progressed. So this is what you come to next in your setup. And you just need to give your website a title, what your website's called. So I'm just going to make something up here. I'm just going to say easy and quick website setup. That's the name of my website, but obviously yours will be something better. Then a username. This is a username you're going to use to log into the back end of your website to do things. So keep this secret and keep this unique to you. So I'm just going to put a username in here. Right, then set yourself a password, and again this is a password you're going to use to get into the back end of your website. So again, make this secret and unique and difficult for the people to guess. And then put in an email that you want associated with your website. So if you get any email notifications about updates or something, you can get it to this email address. You can edit this email address later on once you're into the back end of your website. And just click install WordPress. And success again. We've had a lot of successes today, and this means WordPress is completely installed, and that's us finished. So now I've just clicked go to the website so I can log in, and then you're greeted with this WordPress login, and this is going to become familiar to you as you work on your website. So you just input your username and password here that you set up just a second ago at that last stage. And then you get into the back end. So this is the back end of WordPress. This is where all the magic happens. This is where you set everything up, do all in your posts and pages. So if you click up here and say visit site, it'll take you to the front end of your site, which is the end that everyone else sees. And there you go, this is your website. Of course, there's not much there because nothing's been put on, but you're ready to rock and roll. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about how to style your site and make it look beautiful and things like that, but I will just cover a few points, a few things in the back end, just in case you're completely new to this. So this is your site title, and if you click on this, it takes people back to the home page of your site. And along the top, when you're logged in, you get these quick options. You can create a new post, add new media. If you hover over at the end here and click on dashboard, it takes you back into the back end of your WordPress website. And it has a few windows here, just quick options, recent activity or recent posts you've done or comments on your site, on what you've got, how many pages, how many posts you've got. And these are all things you can quickly see here. And if you click on posts on the left, you'll see there's already a post in there for you. And when you install WordPress for the first time, it always puts in this default Hello World post. So just delete that because you want to get rid of that and put your own stuff in. And also pages, it gives you a default page, so you can trash that too. So down the left hand side here, you've got all these quick links to style and do different things on your website. So we have appearance. And if you go themes, this is basically how your website looks. So themes, or child themes as they're called, are just easy ways to style your website. This is active by default, this 2014 theme, so that's how our site looks at the moment, but you've got these other options to activate and just changes the layout and styling of your site. And if you click add new, you can choose new styles, so you can search and categorize different kinds of free themes out there, or you can click featured or browse around and choose a different theme. And there are thousands of free themes out there for you to choose, but normally they have some kind of credit back to the person that made them. And you can also you can buy premium themes, professional themes, and upload them here too. There's also settings down left hand side. So these are the settings of your website. And you can go through all these yourself. But in general settings, you've got your site title, your tagline. So you just put a tagline in here. This is where you set your email address. So if you want to change your email address for your site, do it here. Just got to remember to save changes whenever you do something different. And also in the settings, we have writing settings, reading settings, and discussion settings, and media settings, and also permalinks. I just want to focus on permalinks because by default you've got this top structure, which is your web address / p equals a number. So if you did a post, one post, it would be p equals 1. If you did another one, it would be p equals 2. But that's not great. And really, you want to check post name. So that now if you've got a post, it uses the post title in your web address rather than just a number. And that's much better for SEO and the general look of your website. So now we'll go ahead and create a new post. You just go post at left hand side and go add new. And we'll just create a post here just to show you how it's done. It's very simple. So first thing you want to do is give your post a title. So I'll just put really easy to set up my WordPress website because it was. And then you just write some content. Of course, you'll have fantastic content here, but I'm just writing some waffle. And that'll do for here. Now I want to put a picture in. So that's easy. So you just click on add media here. And then you can select files. So you click upload files and then you can select files, or you can actually drag images straight into this window. But I'm going to click select files here and just choose a picture. And it uploads it. And this happens to be the WordPress logo. So I'll give it a title of WordPress logo. And I'm just going to copy this into the alt and description, but don't worry about that now. And you've got some options here. You want to align. So I'm going to say align this one left, and then link to, so you can have a link to a bigger picture of itself, or you can link it to an external website, but I'm going to say link to nothing. Then I'm going to say keep it full size because it's quite small. And there it goes. Let's put the image in there. And that's it for this post. So all you have to do is click publish on the right hand side. And now your post is being published to the web for everyone to see. Right, so that's done. So if we click up here, we'll visit the homepage of our website again. And there you go, the post is showing up because the default setup for this theme is to show posts on the homepage. And if you click on the title, it actually takes you to another page where you can leave comments about this post if you have these options. But you can turn comments off if you want, you've got all control over it. So using the quick link at the top, I've put new post. I'm going to do another post. So I'll call this one my second post. And I'll just copy this title and paste it in here into the text editor just to quickly get something in there. But of course, as I said before, yours is going to be fantastic content everyone wants to read. I'm going to put an image in here. So we'll upload a new image. This time, instead of saying select files, I'm just going to drag a picture straight in from my desktop. It's just uploading that picture to the server, the DreamHost server. Not going to bother with the tags this time. I'm going to flip this one right. Actually, I'm going to link that to something. I'm going to link that to a custom web address. So that means if you click on this picture, it'll take you to this website afterwards. So, because I'm in the UK, I'll put bbc.co.uk. It's a nice website. I'll put www first, even though it probably doesn't matter. And this time I want a medium image because it's quite a large size image. So I just want a medium. And there it is. Let's put that into my post and publish. So then in a matter of minutes, we now have 2 live posts. So I visit the homepage again. That shows all my recent posts. There we have it, our 2 posts. So new post. Now this time we'll create a new page. And pages are more static content, so things like about me pages and contact me pages, whereas posts are more dynamic, things that are refreshed quite often, and all posts are pushed down, but pages are more static content that people that come to your site want to see. So we'll just create an about me page, welcome to my website, what this website's about. You can tell people to do things like visit more often and things like that. And I'll put another picture on here. Upload a new picture. Again, I'm just going to drag one off my desktop. Bigger size pictures is taking a bit longer to upload, but still pretty quick. Right, there it is. Some railway lines. And this time I'm going to say align center in the page. Don't want it to link anywhere. And this time I'm going to put a big picture, full-size picture. And it shows you what it looks like, and you publish that. So there we go. Now we've got 2 posts and a static page on our website. So that's done. You can click view page here if you just want to see this individual page that you've done. And that's what it looks like, a big picture and a bit of text and about me as a title. So we'll click here, and it takes us back to the homepage of our site. So we've got 2 posts on our homepage, and up here now in the menu bar, we've got a link to our about me page. If you click that link, it takes you to the about me page. So you'll see slowly adding more and more content to the website, and it's quite easy to do. We'll just go into the back end again and look at a couple more things before we finish for this video. First of all, if you go to posts, you can see the posts that you've done, and you can go here, and if you realize you want to change something, you can click edit, and it goes back into the back end of the post, and you can change some text of the images, and you can also add categories and tags. So here we haven't got a category, so it's uncategorized. So let's add a new category here. So this category is post about me, and we'll add it. Then we'll uncheck that one because we've got a category now, then update it. So now this has got a category assigned to it, so people can filter your post by category. So this one will show if you choose this particular category. So in appearances, we've got a load more options. So you can click customize, for example, and there's some quick ways to customize your site. So you can change the site title and tagline, colors, background images, and things like that. I'm not going to do anything now, but just showing you can do. We've got widgets, and widgets are an important part of WordPress websites, and it's what gives it great power and flexibility. So I'm just going to open the home page in a new window. That's what it looks like now, and these things down the left-hand side, this is a primary sidebar widget area, and we've got all these little widgets in here, which are little modules that display things. So we've got a module to display recent posts, got a module for comments, but I'm going to drag that out because you don't want that. So you just drag things out you don't want. So we're just going to keep the search in the recent posts. But I'm going to drag a new module in there called a text module, and you can order them. So I'm going to put this at the top, and this is going to have some welcome text. So I'm just going to say welcome is the title, then welcome to my website, or my first website. And you just save that. And now if you go back to the home page and refresh just to show the updates, You see on the left hand side, all the other stuff disappeared. Now we've got the title block and also the recent post and search box. So you see it's really quickly to style your website. Okay, that'll do for now, but you see we've easily registered a new domain name, set up web hosting, installed WordPress, done a couple of posts, a page and a little bit of styling, and it didn't take long at all. So you've got no excuses. Make sure you get on and start setting up your own blog or website. If you want some more stuff, over on my website, neilcurtis.me, so that's www.neilcurtis.me, I talk more about design, web design, graphic design, styling WordPress websites, and actually I'm working through a case study of one of my websites at the moment, and I'm taking that live website and rebuilding it from the very beginning. So if you want to follow along and see how I've done that, you can go over to neilcurtis.me onto the case studies and see how I've built up one of my current websites. Make sure you also subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out, and when you're over on my website, sign up to my email list so I can keep you updated with any new stuff I have. Any questions, just leave a comment below the YouTube video or go onto my website and contact me through there. Cheers.